I remember when China ascended to the WTO, it was like kumbaya, and bubbles and flowers, and everybody was saying, "Oh, this is fantastic! China is going to become part of the West, and they're going to ascribe to more Western norms, and this is all going to be awesome." From where I sit, it sort of looks like they played their hand beautifully, and we just got taken for a ride. Talk a little bit about how you could shift those dynamics.
Well, this was a top priority in the Trump administration and put into place what we believed was a long overdue corrective to the U.S. approach to China, an approach that was based on the fundamentally flawed assumption that China, having been welcomed into the international economic order, would play by the rules. And then as China prospered, it would liberalize its economy and its form of governance even. And so it was clear by 2017 that that was not the case, right? That China, rather than supporting the international order and rules of international discourse economically and financially and so forth, and militarily from a security perspective, was really determined to tear down those rules, place them with a new set of rules that was sympathetic to and beneficial to their authoritarian form of governance. We put together what we called a principal small group framing session, drafted an overarching goal, more specific objectives, listed the assumptions on which the planning effort would be based, and then identified the obstacles to progress and opportunities that we could exploit through the integration of all elements of national power and efforts of like-minded partners. Noted that we're about to help President Trump effect the most significant shift in U.S. foreign policy since the end of the Cold War. China wasn't going to play by the rules. China wasn't going to liberalize its economy or its form of governance. And so we posed a problem statement, how to prevent China from establishing exclusionary areas of primacy in the Pacific region and creating new spheres of influence internationally, tear down the existing order and replace it with a new order that was biased in their favor and biased against the United States. If the Chinese Communist Party succeeds, our world will be less free, less prosperous, and less safe.